Hello everyone, this is Andrew from Crown Academy of English. Today we are doing a lesson about the verb could. And we're going to look at the form, use and meaning. So could is in fact a modal verb. Here is the pronunciation. Could. Could. So we don't hear the L. In this lesson, you will learn the form of could, and also you will learn the many different uses and meanings. To express possibility, to make a suggestion, to ask for permission, indirect speech, which we also call reported speech, to express ability in the past, to describe sensations in the past, and to describe mental processes in the past. So let's look at each of these in detail. First of all, we will look at the form, the affirmative form. It is subject, then the word could, and then the base form of the verb. I could walk, you could walk, he could walk, she could walk, it could walk, we could walk, you could walk, they could walk. Okay, so it's only the subject that changes. The negative. So we have a full form, which is subject, could not, base form. Okay, so I could not walk, you could not walk, etc. I'm not going to say them all, but here they are. And we also have a contracted form. So here we have the subject, and now could not becomes couldn't. Couldn't. So we have an N apostrophe T followed by the base form. So this is the only part that changes. So I'll pronounce the first two. I couldn't walk, you couldn't walk, he couldn't walk, etc. And finally, the question form. So we reverse the order. We now have could, then the subject, then the base form, and when we're writing it, we write a question mark at the end of the question. Could I walk? Could you walk? Etc. Okay, so that's the form. Now let's look at the use and meaning. First of all, to express possibility. So we use could to express possibility in the present and future. So the present. Jane asks, "What is that over there?" So a normal answer without could, Mark says, "It's an aeroplane." So this means that Mark is certain. It is certain that it is an aeroplane. But if we are not certain, if Mark is not certain, if he is not sure, he can say, "It could be an aeroplane. It could be an aeroplane." So this means he's not certain. So we're expressing the possibility. It's possibly an aeroplane. It's possible. Okay, that's why this is called possibility. We're not certain, it's possible. Okay? And the future. Take an umbrella, it's going to rain tonight. Okay, so this is without could. So here we are certain. Mark is certain here. definitely going to rain. It's certain it's going to rain tonight. So take an umbrella. But we could also say, take an umbrella. It could rain tonight. It could rain tonight. And here we are not certain. Okay, so we can use could followed by the verb to express possibility. And we can also use could to express possibility in the past. Now the form is slightly different here. This time we add the word have, could have, and it's followed by the past participle, not the base form. So it's could have plus the past participle. Example. I could have walked to school, but I chose to take the bus. Okay, so this means, so this is in the past. Okay, this is in the past. So this means that Jane, in the past, she had the possibility to walk to school. She had the choice. She had the choice to walk to school. She could have walked to school. But in fact, she chose to take the bus. This is the past simple form of choose. So we know this is in the past. Okay, so she had the option of walking to school, but she didn't take the option. She chose to take the bus. So in fact, this means that she didn't walk to school. Okay, but she's saying that she had the option. And another example, Sarah says, I could have bought a new phone, but I decided to save my money. So Sarah had the choice of buying a new phone, but she decided, past simple, to save her money. So could have plus the past participle. This is the past participle of the verb buy. So this is irregular. And this is the past participle of walk. Okay, so this is expressing possibility, choices, if you prefer, choices or possibility in the past. Could have plus past participle. So again, this means that Jane in fact didn't buy a new phone. She did not buy because she saved her money. So I want to give you some more information about this structure. Could have past participle. So we often use could have plus past participle in the following two situations. To express regret. So regret is when we think about something that we have done in the past, or when we think about something that we have not done in the past and we are sad. Example. So this man is sad, he's thinking about his past, and he's saying, I could have been a doctor. I could have been a doctor. So he had the possibility of being a doctor in the past. But it didn't happen. And so he regrets it. He regrets it. So this is always in the first person, I, because we always regret. We're always talking about me or we. So I could have been a doctor. I could have been rich. Okay, so he's sad. He regrets his life. So this is could have, and this is the past participle of the verb be. Okay, so this is quite useful. And also, to criticize someone if they did not do something. Okay, so this time we are going to use the often we use this with the second person, you. So here is a dirty bathroom. Okay, so when you see this, you say, you could have cleaned the bathroom. So example here would be, Mark is at home all day. He does nothing all day. He's just watching television. And Jane comes home from work. Jane is tired. She's worked all day. She sees the dirty bathroom and she says to Mark, you could have cleaned the bathroom. So she's criticizing Mark because he did not clean the bathroom and she's not happy. Okay, so she's criticizing him. He did not do something. He didn't clean the bathroom. So she says, you could have cleaned the bathroom. Another good example. Why did you take my phone? You could have asked me. So you didn't ask me. You didn't ask me. And I'm criticizing you. To make a suggestion. So we use could to make a suggestion or proposal. So Jane says, I'm really tired. So Mark suggests, I could cook dinner. So Mark is suggesting, he's making a suggestion, he's saying, I could cook dinner. David says, I don't understand these reports. So Sarah suggests, I could explain them if you want. Okay, so to make a suggestion. This is a very polite way of doing it. To ask for permission. So we use could to ask for permission or to request something. Could I borrow your phone? So when you ask to borrow something from someone, this is a good way of doing it. Could I borrow your something? Your pen, your telephone, your car. Could you carry my bag, please? Could you carry my bag, please? So this is requesting something, requesting a service. Okay. Notice that both of these use the question form. Could I? Could followed by the subject. And we have the question mark at the end. Indirect speech. So when we use indirect speech, we use could after past reporting verbs where can was used in the direct speech. So example, direct speech. Andrew said, you can visit my website. So my website is crownacademyenglish.com. So direct speech, these are the exact words that Andrew said, that I said. So it's inside quotation marks. You can visit my website. And this is the past reporting verb, said. So if we want to convert this into indirect speech, then we say, Andrew said that we could visit his website. Andrew said that we could visit his website. So we convert can into could. Example 2. Jane said, I can carry the bag. And indirect speech, Jane said that she could carry the bag. So we've converted the can into could. Okay? To express ability in the past. Ability. Example. When Jane was a student, she could study for 10 hours a day. So notice that this is ability in the past. Okay, so when Jane was a student, she could study for 10 hours a day. So here, could is simply the past form of can. Okay? She could study. She was able to study for 10 hours a day. When Mark was young, he could play the guitar. He could play the guitar. So again, here, can is simply the past form. Could here is the past form of can. Okay, so we're describing ability in the past. Was, when Mark was young. It's the past. Sensations in the past. So what does this mean? Well, we use could with verbs of the senses to describe sensations in the past. So verbs of the senses are smell, taste, see, hear, touch. So with these verbs, when we describe them in the past, we often put could before them. And here's a good example. Someone was smoking a cigar. I could smell it. I could smell it. Okay? So this is, if you like, this is like the past form of smell. This is how we would say it. Rather than saying I smelt it, we would say I could smell it. Okay? We could say someone was talking in a cinema. I could hear him, or I could hear her. Okay? Or someone put salt in my coffee. I could taste it. Okay? So could followed by verb of the senses. And it's similar with mental processes in the past. So we use could with verbs of mental processes. And these verbs are things like believe, remember, think, understand. Example. She talked slowly. I could understand her. I wanted to call her, but I couldn't remember her number. I couldn't remember her number. So this is, again, this is in the past. So this is better than I didn't remember her number. We don't really say that in English. We don't say, but I didn't remember her number. It's better to say, I could not remember her number. Okay, there we are. That's the end of the lesson. And here are some other lessons which I think you'll be interested in.